All right. Well, rise and shine. We got a team of the World Series. What the hell?
Man, how'd that happen?
All right. Well, welcome back to the 214 Sports Show. We got Courtney Machani, Joseph Duffy. I'm TJ Krowitz. And we're back for another week. The Rangers made it to the World Series, beating the Astros at 7. I just want to put that out there real quick. Obviously, everyone knows, but man, holy crap. I could not believe it. A month ago, I would have laughed in your face. I would have been like, yeah, right, buddy. Thanks for trying to give me hope.
It'll be hilarious.
This team is done. This team is washed.
Oh, my God. It's that Bruce
Thank
Bochy
God
magic. It's that
Thank
Bruce
God
Bochy.
it's on the internet, so I can go back to him.
He takes in that age well.
I had the optimism. I just want to let that be known.
Really?
You know, we gotta. Yeah, I let him take that title, man. I remember him being like, "We need to smell the roses." I remember him saying that. We need to smell the roses.
I did say
I was pretty doom and gloom. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I was 100% doom and gloom. This is a complete turnaround, man. Caught fire at the right time. So, but anyways, let's kind of get into our format. You know, started off with on today's date in Dallas sports history. This one, you know, you could take the information, you know, and it really doesn't hold much importance, but I thought it was kind of funny. You know, you think I'm wearing this hat for some reason. It's because on today's date, 2 years ago, Ben DiNucci made his one and only appearance, or 3 years ago, sorry. Ben DiNucci made his one and only appearance in a Cowboys uniform against the Washington, at the time, football team after Andy Dalton got hit really bad, got injured, left the game. Ben DiNucci comes in, goes 2 for 3. He actually completed a pretty good ball to Michael Gallup. I can't remember how big of a gain it was, but he did pretty good. The Cowboys lost 25-3 though in FedEx Field. Not a good game, not a good year at all. Obviously, that was the year Dak Prescott got injured. But I mean, you know, had to sport my Ben DiNucci hat. I was like, no way, Ben DiNucci played, 3 years ago, man. Doesn't feel like 3 years ago.
not at all.
That 2020 season, man. Oh my gosh.
remember
That
Andy
was a
Dalton,
brutal watch.
He got hit, and literally none of the O linemen.
Oh,
he
nobody
got hit.
stepped
Like,
up.
No
Nobody.
one stepped up for him. Like no one cared.
That's how you knew that.
Oh
team was
yeah,
broken,
I
bro.
remember that being like a big problem. That was Mike McCarthy's first year, and people were all already starting to complain about McCarthy being like, he doesn't stand up for his players. We need to fire him now.
And I don't
Shit,
think
I
that
don't
was.
care about anything either.
I don't think DiNucci, that was his only appearance. I think he played against the Eagles too, at some point, right? Wasn't it like that one start?
Oh wait. He did. I was wrong. Yep.
I think it might have been.
You're
two.
right.
Oh, that was
His
a
first
season, man.
appearance. His first appearance.
Oh my goodness, man! Brutal watch.
That game was really bad. That might have been the lowest point of the year, was that Washington game at FedEx. But
Because the division was so bad, bro, they still had us watching because we statistically had a chance to make the playoffs.
oh my goodness, we had a chance to make the playoffs till like the last 2 weeks. It was that New York Giants game
Yep.
that ended up. I can't remember. Was that the last? It wasn't the last week. It could have been the last week. Man, that was.
No, it was the Giants, yeah, because
It was the last week. We had
one, and then the Eagles had lost to the Washington football team, then we would have made the playoffs. But people got mad because Washington kind of laid down and died because they want to get a better draft pick. So the Eagles were able to make the playoffs.
That's interesting. I didn't even remember that. That was one crazy, crazy year. Who was the quarterback that came in and almost beat Pittsburgh when they were undefeated? Do you remember who that was? I cannot
Almost
remember
beat
who that.
them or did beat them.
Yeah, almost beat them. It was off. We were beating Pittsburgh the entire game. We were like 2-5. Pittsburgh was 7-0.
Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah, Garrett Gilbert.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness, we were up almost the entire game. We choked it at the last second.
No, you could feel it.
Choked it at the last second. Almost had a drive to win us the game. You know, shot it at the end zone for the last second and we missed it.
Nah, you feel it.
But man, that game was the most exciting I've ever had in that season.
Jesus.
So my trivia, which I think is just, you know, you're either gonna get this on lock or you're not gonna get this. All right. In the spirit of the Dallas hat and Ben DiNucci making his first appearance 3 years ago, Ben DiNucci actually still plays football, not in the NFL. Well, he is on the NFL now, or in the NFL, on the Denver Broncos practice squad, but he played in the XFL this summer. It was actually the leading passing rusher in the XFL. He led the league in passing yards in the XFL. Ben DiNucci, yeah. So, do you know what team he played for in the XFL?
I'm gonna take.
There's only 8 teams.
I'm gonna take one guess, and it better be right. Well,
Wait, can we look at the teams, or we just like?
You can look at the teams if you want to.
No,
because
wait,
if you don't know the teams.
He's gonna look up the roster. Don't let him. Don't
Look
let him do that. Don't let him look up the roster.
Obviously, don't look up the rosters.
I only know one team.
Well, the Renegades,
bro. Yeah,
bro, you gotta get back into the XFL, bro.
2020.
What about oh man, I can't even think. Oh man, what's the Houston team called again?
Dynamos.
Roughnecks.
No, definitely not the Dynamos. That's MLS.
Roughnecks.
It's like the Roughnecks. Something weird, man.
I know Birmingham had a team, right?
Bourbon. That might be
They used to.
USFL.
I think they
That might be
rebranded.
USFL.
See, bro, I just they the same thing
bro.
to me.
He can't get away with that.
Bro, I won't be looking at the rosters. I'm literally gonna look at
All right, the XFL teams are the Arlington Renegades.
All
All right, you got the DC Defenders, the Houston Roughnecks, the Orlando Guardians, the San Antonio. I can't even read it. Brahmas, whatever. Seattle Sea Dragons, St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Vegas Vipers. Sorry to get too close on the computer, but I had to read that. All right.
Team you play for. I got you.
All right. Y'all think about that, and we're gonna move on to the main dish of this morning, which is the Texas Rangers playing the Arizona Diamondbacks. We know that now. What a series against Houston. Did anyone here, first of all, after Jose Altuve hit that home run have any hope for this team?
I'm gonna be honest, absolutely not, TJ. Usually you don't come back from plays like that, especially when those blown saves that are supposed to give your team an edge in the series. Now, at that moment, that was a 2-2 series. Had a chance to take the lead in our place. They just dominated us in our house. The Astros whole season were a better road team than the home team, which is just ridiculous. You don't see that ever in sports. But they dominated us, especially in our stadium. Jose Leclerc comes in with a 2-run lead, has a chance to take a commanding lead in the series, and doesn't get a single out before that home run happens. So the crucial walk to John Singleton was huge. Jose Altuve comes in the leadoff spot, hits a ball right down the middle, takes the lead at 5-4. And so after that moment right there, I didn't really think there was a chance for this team to bounce back, but they were resilient like they've been all season. It's that Bruce Bochy effect that I was talking about. It's not just about the comebacks, but it's about being level-headed and not wavering in times of like that, because a lot of teams right there and a lot of Rangers teams in the past, that'd be the nail in the coffin. And so I could not believe my eyes, especially seeing Nathan Eovaldi in Game 6, who pitched masterfully yet again. First Rangers pitcher ever with 4 wins in the same postseason. He has an opportunity to go 5-0 in the World Series. possibly 6-0 if he gets 2 World Series starts. I just can't believe it. So I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, once that, because we pretty much had to lead the whole game. So once Altuve did what he did, I mean, it's not shocking if you didn't have hope. I mean, that's a series crusher, that's a year crusher, that's a season crusher.
Soul crushing.
I mean,
That was so crushing.
It's probably Rangers fans across the world that fell down to their knees, and I don't blame them. But I would say I had a feeling that it was still going to go 7. I knew, even though we had to play those 2 games on the road, I had a feeling that rest that we had and the rest that we needed after a crushing loss like that, it's hard to, like, just sit and wait. But maybe that was need for the Rangers, and it helped. So I knew it was going to 7. I didn't know it was going to happen when that Game 7 happened, but the Game 7 happened. So as much as the Altuve hit me, and as much as these shocking sports plays happened to my fandom time and time again, thankfully the Rangers didn't screw it up.
Yeah, I was like, there's definitely a pattern here in this series where you got all the away teams winning. I'm like, this would be the number 1 Texas Rangers thing to lose Game 7 after every away team has won every single game in the series, and the Rangers, it's the away team in Game 7 can't get it done. I had a feeling they were going to win Game 6. When it came to Game 7, I don't know why I was, like, oddly kind of confident. And I'll tell you why. I go, and I'm thinking about Christian Javier, and he has 4 playoff games before this playoff game, and a small sample size. You're talking about a young and inexperienced guy who's done really, really good in the playoffs. I'm like, well, it's Game 7. There's nothing like a Game 7. He hasn't had a Game 7 before. Max Scherzer has. The whole situation, the whole logistical stuff, all the analytical stuff goes out the window for Game 7. You just put in your best guys, no matter what. It's a completely different situation. It's a completely different game than what a Game 3 would be. And so I was like, maybe having a future Hall of Famer, first ballot, 3-time Cy Young winner, against a young and inexperienced guy in a Game 7, I don't care how the past playoff experiences have gone for either pitcher. I think you got to go with the Hall of Famer. I feel like you got to be more confident with the Hall of Famer, despite him having bad previous starts in the playoffs in the last couple years and in Game 3. I don't know. That's just what I was thinking. I was telling I was on the phone with my mom. I was like, hey, I'm just saying, as simple as the game plan is, just get up early in Game 7 and, Christian Javier might fold. Seager takes him 440 feet, and he couldn't get an out after that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was just, I felt like it was just like Christian Javier. I felt good about hitting against him, and I guess the Rangers did too. They made those adjustments. I mean, Adolis Garcia almost 3 home runs in Game 7. I mean,
you talk about a series, man.
We got to talk about Martin Maldonado, man, waking up the Texas Rangers. He thought a Garcia woke up the Astros. I've been trolling with that statement all day yesterday, man. I love when people do that, because it felt like Game 7 from the Mavs Suns, or it felt like after Game 5 from the Mavs Suns, when the Suns were all confident, and Devin Booker was like, it's that Lucas special or whatever. And, you had Maldonado for the Astros being like, the worst thing he did was wake up the Houston Astros. Like, they're all talking their mess up 3-2. Like, hold up, it's the first of 7.
You know what made me frustrated, though? There were some, good amount of Rangers fans that were whining on the socials after that Brian Abreu hit on Adolis Garcia, basically saying that whole layoff right there is what caused Jose Leclerc to blow that save. And I'm like, come on, man. It sounds so silly now. I get it. But I'm still laughing at, I see people say that at real time, because I think that's still ridiculous. Good closers, I still don't think Jose Leclerc is, amazing closer. But when you get hurt right there, like Adolis did, who got hit on his ribs, he was angry and frustrated. You can argue if he was justified in doing that. I don't think he should have started a big old fight like that, but that's not the reason why Jose Leclerc gave up a 3-run shot. And that's not the reason why he blew the game. So either. But good thing happened now.
Was going to do that anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Jose Leclerc is shaky anyway, but good thing this team remained level-headed, like I said. You were more optimistic than I was with Christian Javier, to be honest with you. That's pretty nice on your part because seeing what he did last time when he faced us, they call him El Reptil for a reason because he stays so calm like a snake, even in the most clutch playoff moments, and he just didn't have it. Didn't have it at all on Game 7. Like you said, you can throw the analytics out the window for a Game 7. You're pitching your best guys. Anything can happen. It's winner take all. The pressure is up. Javier didn't even last an inning. Only had .1.
I'm telling you, you want the experience in Game 7.
It's crazy.
I don't know. So, I don't know. I mean, can I put this question out to you guys, Courtney and Joseph? Do y'all think it was intentional, Brian Abreu?
Personally, I didn't think it was intentional. I mean, I thought it was just baseball. I know the previous at-bat that Adolis did hit a home run in the game. I mean, I was telling people around me that at this time I didn't think it was intentional. I thought it just slipped from his hand. There's no reason for him on 2 strikes to even want to put Adolis on base. I just don't think that makes sense. Also, considering that I believe after Adolis it'd be Mitch Garver who had also a really solid game. There's no reason to put Adolis on base. So I didn't think that. I think just heated the moment right there. It looked bad, especially coming off a home run that gave the Rangers the lead in the game. But I didn't think it was intentional at all. But good thing, I think it woke up a fire with this team. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, he battled Texas in the heated playoff series. I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't intentional, but I'm not going to say that he wasn't mad that he did it. So, it might have been intentional. I would have, set the tone right there. So, I'd say I'll be devil's advocate. I'll say it was intentional.
I mean, look, I'll go ahead and veer off to what, I know Rangers fans are probably tired of hearing the same exact opinion from every single, from the Fox Sports broadcasters and hearing it over and over again during Game 6 and Game 7 and during Game 5 is them being like, there's no way he hit him intentionally. There's no way. I don't give a shit, man. You do not throw. If you miss your pitch, I don't care if you sidestep for the first time this year. They were trying to avoid the steal. They're down 2. They're still in the game. There's no way they're going to throw intentionally at him. I don't care if it was intentional or on accident. The one place you don't miss after a guy hits a home run is high and in with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. I don't care, man. You're feeling good. You just hit a home run, and first pitch you get beamed in the shoulder with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Emotions are high. Of course you're going to have that reaction. I don't care. You might think that it's going to be intentional, I don't know. Maybe it's happened before with him. Maybe he's been hit before intentionally. He knows what it felt like, and that's what it felt like. So I don't know, man. I just don't think that you could do that in that situation. I don't care if it was intentional or not. That's just my opinion.
He hit Garver too. He hit Garver
bad, man. Oh my goodness. Now I don't really care for that one. That one didn't seem intentional at all, obviously. That just was bad miss.
Had Garver just hunched, bro. Good thing he's
had
okay,
some pitchers. Pitchers had some bad misses this series, especially the Rangers, man. Kept on leaving it over the plate. But another thing that I really didn't like about the series and about, Astros fans and all that is just that, whenever I was watching the World Series last year all the time with my Astros fans, they would always be like, well, I hate when the Phillies say that they're the underdog. They're second in team payroll in the league.
Oh, they're not an underdog. They've been whining the whole year about that. How we're not
So now it came to just wait till October. Then it went to we're an away team to y'all bought your team. And I want to point this out real quick. Bought our team. We're $3 million higher than the Astros in payroll this year. That is not a big difference at all. We are neck and neck on payroll. So then somebody comes up and says, well, that's because the Astros just retained their guys. You guys actually bought your team. Well, let's look at let's look at the players that we technically that you would say would buy you a World Series. Well, you got DeGrom. He's hurt. You got Seager and Semien. Those are the two main, money guys.
Money men, yeah.
Money men. They almost damn near lost us the series. So, yeah. I mean, you could probably say Big Game Nate is bought, but it's not like it was ultra competitive to get him. It's not like we massively overhauled to get him like Seager, DeGrom, and Semien. So I don't know. I mean, it's just like the players that beat you, we didn't buy. I mean, let's look at the batters real quick that definitely had the most impact. Garcia, we didn't buy him. Nate Lowe had a great series. We didn't buy him.
Traded him.
Mitch Garver had a good series. Yeah, we traded. We technically traded for all of them, and we didn't buy them. We had to give stuff up for them. We didn't just snag them off the market for 15 years, $500 million. Jonah Heim had a decent series, couple of home runs. We didn't buy him. Same with Josh Young. He had a couple of home runs. We didn't buy him. Evan Carter had that huge hit. We didn't buy him. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Jose Leclerc, who, might have lost us Game 5, but ended up getting a save in every other game, when it mattered. And, we didn't buy him either. He's from our farm system. I mean, it's just, it's the players that beat him, we didn't buy.
So, I mean, I get their frustration. It's just being salty. It's just how it is. I mean, they really think we're like, we got the highest payroll in the game, just buying everybody left and right. We see a lot of trade acquisitions on this team just by, having the right prospects and kind of, I would say, fleecing a little bit. But I know a lot of Rangers fans don't want to hear this, but give John Daniels some credit, man.
We do need to hear it, though.
Give this man some credit.
We do need to hear it.
Come on. I mean, you look at this roster.
I've changed my mind completely about him.
No, but listen, I've been there, the John Daniels appreciation, because the Rangers fans, man, y'all forget where this team was before John Daniels. I mean, before all those World Series runs, this team just couldn't even sniff, the ALCS. Couldn't even get past the conference round. This man builds a team to take you to your first World Series. Not only just go to your first World Series, but go to 2 World Series in a row, 2 back-to-back pennants, which you didn't win. And, I mean, where would this team be without that, even going into this season? And you look at this roster, I mean, this is his work. These are the guys he signed, the guys he traded for. Jonah Heim, that was during his tenure. Nate Lowe, during his tenure. Josh Young was a draft pick he had. A lot of these guys right here
was a draft pick.
These guys right here were not Chris Young's. Most of them were not Chris Young signings. So they're standing on the shoulders of him right there. I liked how Chris Young gave him a shout out on the stage right there, because really, I mean, this was his team, and a lot of Rangers fans hated his guts and pushed him out the door. But man, he did a lot for this franchise, the winningest GM in our history. Over a decade of work.
I mean, I will say, though, real quick, I think I can't remember about Jonah Heim, but I do know Nate Lowe was traded for after we hired Chris Young, but John Daniels was still on the team.
Okay, he was the president of baseball ops, I guess. That's right.
Yeah, he was still the baseball. I was about to say basketball operations. Baseball. I'm in basketball mode, man. I'm going. By the way, going Mavs Spurs tonight. All right, I'm going to San Antonio. Can't wait. I can't wait.
That's good.
If Luka don't play, I'm gonna be heartbroken.
Oh,
but it's all right. I want to see.
He'll play.
I want to see Victor Wembanyama, bro. I'm about to go crazy. Like 2K. 2K. Whenever you get blocked by Wembanyama, and it's Kevin Harlan. He's like, rejected by Wembanyama. It's like, oh my God, man. It's every single time in 2K. It's hilarious. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked.
So many lines.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I got to give John Daniels his props. I got to give him his props. He's
hero.
This don't matter, if we go on to win the World Series, man, it is John Daniels has his name on this championship. He definitely does. So you got to give him his credit. If it's that, then it's his first time. It's the first time this team has done it ever, and John Daniels is going to be one of the guys who helped make the team, mold the team. So you got to give him his credit. You got to give him his credit. I don't care how you feel about him. It's time to thank him for what he did, because without him, Garcia's the big one, man.
That's that right there.
Traded absolutely nothing for him.
A guy nobody wanted. ALCS MVP. Set the record for most RBIs in a series. 15.
Mm-hmm. So we got the D-backs now. And, the D-backs, very interesting, man. I guess it was always D-backs Rangers, man. I guess it always had to be that, A good old Phoenix-Dallas rematch, Feels good. They might have gotten their revenge back with the Cardinals being the Cowboys, but we're gonna have to take it back, man. I'm excited. I mean, did y'all want to play? I know we've already talked about it, but let's talk about it in front of the camera. I mean, did y'all want to play the D-backs over the Phillies? Let's not jinx ourselves here, guys. Disclaimer, guys. Let's watch what we say here, because if we come back next week and we're down 3-0.
All right, I'm saying this again.
D-backs.
100% I would take the Arizona Diamondbacks over the freaking Philadelphia Phillies, bro. Here's my thing, like I explained already. A lot of people don't realize the Rangers actually 1-3 against the Diamondbacks this year. Here's who we didn't have during those matchups. Corey Seager, I'm speaking about the later part of this matchup because we had these guys in the first half. Did not have Corey Seager. Did not have Nathan Eovaldi. Also did not have Jordan Montgomery. Actually, we had him the second game, actually. No, third game, I mean. We didn't have him the first time around. This team was not what it was right now. So for the people who are very scared of this team, I advise that you don't have to be nearly as scared facing them as you would the Philadelphia Phillies. Why? Because their lineup is simply not as dangerous as the Phillies lineup. You don't have to worry about a great leadoff man in Kyle Schwarber who heated up in the postseason, Bryce Harper anymore, Nick Castellanos who kind of cooled off a little bit in the end. But with this Arizona lineup, they're young. You can take advantage of their inexperience in the big moments. I know they're on a nice Cinderella run here, but they've been on the road the entire time. We can lean on Bruce Bochy and Corey Seager and Adolis Garcia, who've been heating up the past few weeks. They've been winning because of pitching. And in my opinion, I believe we have faced the best pitching already in the postseason. And I don't think it's close. You look at Houston right there and see just how well their starting pitching played against us.
Tampa Bay, too.
Tampa Bay. I mean, when you look at this Houston bullpen, I really don't think it got better than that in the playoffs. And so because of that reason, I don't think this team or this offense specifically needs to worry about who they're going to face on the mound anymore, because I know Paul Sewell, he's been amazing in the back end so far. They had a pitcher last night who has this crazy 12-6 kind of split. You don't see that a lot. It's a crazy pitch. I forgot his name. Let me look it up real quick. It's Ginkel. Pitched amazing last night. But I don't trust this Arizona starting rotation. Zach Gallen, he was really good from the start to midseason. He's kind of been a little bit lesser, but still been very good. Brandon Pfaadt has been in a nice postseason run this year. Nobody expected that. I just don't think it'll be enough for a World Series. So I'm pretty confident in this team to get it done, and it's mainly because of that man I see in the dugout with the glasses. I got to go with Bruce Bochy. And when I see that guy in there, seeing what he has been through, the games he's managed in his career, and the resume that he has, I refuse to believe we just can't get this done against a younger team.
Hey, that right there, that little sequence he had, he go post that reel. That was a good sequence right there. You better post that reel. That was good right there. I don't even know how to go after that, man. He's on fire.
He had that in the back of his head. He's like, damn, that is definitely going to be a reel.
That was scripted. I would say, I mean, from the start of the season, obviously, no one expected this. And, I mean, this is like the first year in like 8 years that Astros or the Dodgers haven't been in the World Series.
7 years, I think.
7, 8
Crazy.
years. I mean, this is not going to, I mean, let's be real. It's not going to get a lot of
America won.
Yeah. I mean, this really isn't the casuals World Series, I guess to say. But,
yeah.
I mean, for us fans right here, this is all we wanted, and I think that the D-backs specifically, there's no way I want to face the Phillies. I mean, if I know anything about the Phillies, I know Bryce Harper is a bad man. I don't want to face Bryce Harper, and I mean whoever else they got on the Phillies roster. But the D-backs, I mean, that's a team that, you know, when you face these teams that I guess streak at the right times, you really never know when that hot streak is going to start. It's very volatile. So I mean, who knows? For all we know, like you said, I'm gonna watch my tongue here. Who knows? For all we know, I mean, they could go and go have us 3-0 next time we do this podcast, or we could have them 3-0. So it's like, I mean, we are 8-0 away, right? We're 8-0. I don't think we've lost a road game yet. I'm not really expecting to really lose one. That 1-3 Diamondbacks record during the regular season, I mean, it's totally different. Playoff season baseball is totally different. Regular season baseball.
Yep.
And so
different roster and everything.
We finally have our bullpen a lot better than what it used to be. I believe that this team is gonna eventually run out of favors to say, and like Joe said, we've pretty much been battle tested. I mean, there's not really a lot that we haven't been through, and so I think that's pretty much. I think we can pull this out.
Yeah, I mean,
we will. I'll say it. We will.
Uh-oh.
All right.
He put his name there.
Hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, we will.
Uh-oh.
I mean, don't y'all think it's a little weird that in the last year we had an 8 seed in the NBA make it to the finals, an 8 seed in the NHL make it to the the Stanley Cup finals, and you got a 6 seed in the MLB.
No one wanted to watch
That's crazy. I
Go
didn't
ahead.
know that.
Hey.
I didn't even think about that.
But you know what's all different about all these teams that are the last seed of their conference getting into the championship?
What about it?
They've all lost.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
The Panthers and the Heat both lost.
What are you trying to
They
say?
made it all the
TJ?
way to the finals, and they
What are
lost.
you trying to say, Thomas?
So, I mean, I'm just saying. Maybe a number 7 seed in the NFL makes it to the Super Bowl this year too.
It'd be awesome. We never see that.
New Orleans.
So I mean, I guess I'd say I'd rather have the D-backs over the Phillies. What I want to see is D-Book and Luka do a promotional, like a little teaser for the series, bro.
That
would
would be hilarious.
Hilarious.
That
There's
would
no
be
way Book
actually...
would do it, man. I know Book still hates Luka. Like I still bet you, man. I still bet you he still thinks about Luka.
Bro, just
You
hearing,
know.
just thinking about a Slovenian accent and, voiceovering about baseball. It's just, it sounds hilarious, bro.
Bro, I was like, I bet you, bro. Like, what if they did because it was Rangers Astros? I'm like, I bet you. What if they did Post Malone for a little promotional or something like that? And of course they did, man. I was like, damn it, man. Of course I called it. It's too easy. Come on, man. It's too easy.
Too easy.
So, by the way, I looked this up earlier. 174 wins combined, lowest total ever for a World Series matchup. Rangers with 90 wins. Rangers with 90 wins. D-backs with 84. I mean, I can't think the last time I've ever seen a team sub 85 make the World Series. I don't think I've ever seen that. It might have been before our time. But they said 174 combined wins is the least wins ever in a team that's not, in a season that does not include, obviously a conflict or a COVID season. So, for this matchup, man, I'm looking at guys like Ketel Marte. I don't know if you've noticed, but he's on the largest streak to start a postseason career. 16 hits, which is insane. He's had a hit in every single postseason game this year that he's had.
Does he have 14 RBIs or whatever Garcia has?
Nope. He's a leadoff guy. He's a leadoff guy, so he's not going to have that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right.
But he's hitting 358 in the postseason, slugging 604. That's crazy. And slugging 604, that's actually...
Not bad. That's J.P. Crawford numbers. I feel like J.P. Crawford, he's a leadoff for the Seattle Mariners, man. He always killed us with, runners in scoring position, even though he was the leadoff.
That J.P. Crawford walk-off that cost us, right? That cost me. I mean, that almost broke my heart, bro. I thought we were done after that. And that was a month ago.
Yeah, I mean,
Seattle.
man, dude, J.P. Crawford. He was a Ranger killer. That was for sure. So we're gonna move in to our ending already. I'm gonna kind of just ask y'all a question. A couple questions about a couple of the teams playing this week for us, and what y'all think how it's gonna go. All right, so. I mean, first of all, we're obviously going to start with the Diamondbacks and Rangers. I just want to ask y'all, what are y'all's series predictions? I want y'all to tell me who do you think's going to win, and how many games, obviously.
So for me, I mean, this is not going to be the same stuff you saw with Houston, in my opinion, with the road team just destroying you in your house. Houston's just an anomaly like that. That's what they've been doing all season. I could not believe that. And they just did it again, beat us 3 times in our own place. I don't think the D-backs really make us struggle in our own place. I think the Rangers will at least win 1 in the first 2 games. Home field advantage is going to be huge this series, and also factor in the fact that the Rangers have not lost a road game. And they're 7-0 on the road, I believe, this year, so in the postseason. So I think the Rangers are going to win this series in 6 games. I think Arizona can get a 2 wins. So I'm going to say 6 games for the Rangers. First World Series title.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to kind of go with the same sentiment. They beat. Yeah, I think it's going to be a scrappy series. And, I mean, I'm not going to say that the Rangers haven't been. I feel like the Astros series we just went through was as scrappy as it could get. And so, I mean, I think when going against a late seed like that, you really have to just get prepared for anything because they're going to throw anything and everything at you. And so I think it's going to be a series that they're going to get surprised by just a little bit. Even though they've been through a lot this year, they are still going to get a little knocked back. So I don't think they're just going to outright sweep them. But they should do good at home, and they should do good away. I don't see them losing an away game because, I mean, they are 8-0. I won't go against the numbers. So I'm going to go 6-2.
It's 6. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go Rangers in 7. I know it's not varying too much. At least it's a different answer. I think we split the home series at the start. I don't think we win both home games. I think they're going to probably sneak in a win there. I think we do win the series on the road. The 3-game series on the road is, I don't want to guarantee a sweep, but yeah, the 8-0 road record just seems impressive. It seems like that's something that, if you could keep it going in the World Series. I don't know how many times there's been a team that's gone undefeated in the road in the playoffs and won the World Series. That would be a very interesting thing to do. But that would mean we would win in 5 if we swept them in Arizona. I don't know if we do that. I will say that we probably do win the road series. I'm hoping. I wouldn't say probably. I'd say I think.
Come on, TJ.
I think.
TJ,
No.
Come on, man.
No.
Stand on it. Stand on business, TJ.
Man, I can't do
On
it.
business.
It's not over yet, man. I've seen this team this year specifically break my heart so many times, man.
Oh, no.
I can't guarantee it, but I think we do win in the game 6 or 7 back in Arlington. I hope we win it in front of our fans. If that means
That would be nice.
we have to lose a road game, so be it. I think I want to see this happen in Arlington, and probably it won't be in front of the real fans because standing room tickets as of right now are $600.
That's so ridiculous.
But
that's insane.
can't believe it. It's not going to be the real fans there, but at least you can kind of get a somewhat resemblance of them with the rich fans.
I think it's hilarious just the fact how it's just funny how the postseason works because the Rangers were terrible on the road all season.
I know.
mean, could
Crazy.
not they lost all fire on the road, and somehow these dudes have not lost on the road against the Rays, against the Orioles, and against the Astros. Oh my goodness! If we win this World Series, erect a statue of Bruce Bochy immediately and retire his jersey. Put him in the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame. I don't even care, bro.
What we doing, Bruce Bochy?
Come on, man. It's just wordplay. Erect
Oh,
a statue.
Wordplay.
I'm trying to. We're gonna do a part on that one. That's actually a good segue to our next segment. Go ahead, DJ.
Why? Because we talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's crazy.
We gotta go. We're actually not talking about the Cowboys right now. I'm actually gonna bring it to the Mavericks Spurs tonight.
That's insane.
We got a season opener for the Mavericks, man. I just want to briefly talk about it since we talked about kind of our season predictions last week for the Mavericks. So right now we got the Spurs and Mavs on ESPN. Victor Wembanyama's first game ever, first official regular season game ever. I'm really excited for the game. Luka, Jaden Hardy, and Dwight Powell are all questionable. We'll see. It's really 50-50 for Luka right now. But what are y'all predictions? I mean, obviously this game's already going to happen, but we can publish this, look back on it, and see how we did.
Yeah, of course. Recording on Wednesday morning. This will be done, like you said. But with this Mavs team playing in San Antonio, not exactly like a raucous environment, but they're gonna be bumping. They're gonna feel rejuvenated because they got a young Corrigan, and of course the hyped Victor Wembanyama, who's finally having a chance to play in the NBA after all these years of hype. Finally having a chance to debut. He's gonna debut against Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and so many more names, and Jason Kidd. And so with this team this year, I'm gonna try my best not to get carried away off one game, whether we win or lose, because what we saw last year, that collapse and kind of giving up a little bit, which nobody like to see. But with this team this year, I'm actually pretty optimistic. I don't think they'll be top 2 in the West per se, but I think they'll be competitive, and I think they can bounce back into the playoff hunt. I think they can possibly be top 5 in the West. I think that'd be a good sign. So I think this team will be very good. Defense, still not good in my opinion. I don't think it'll be good. I don't think it'll be suffocating, especially in the low post with a rookie center and Dwight Powell. But you know what? I think we can be back. I also saw that Luka is willing to be more off ball this year, which you want to see from your star players. So Luka and Kyrie, I look for them to seeing them cook and see more sharing of the wealth this year between guys who are not traditionally, off-ball point guards. So I look forward to the season.
Yeah, I don't know when about 20 years ago or 21 years ago when LeBron's first stepped foot. I believe the first game was in Sacramento. I don't know how the fans felt when LeBron fell on that court, but I wonder if you could get that same feeling when you're there in San Antonio. I mean, it's a special guys going on that court right there. So I'm a little. They had Sham God with the 7 foot stilts trying to get ready for the team get ready for Wembanyama. So it's he's definitely gonna be an interesting watch. I mean, a lot of people are going to be watching that game for Wembanyama as good as the Mavericks have been this past couple of years. And, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I think Luka, I hope he gets playing today just because that calf strain, and knowing Luka likes to get into game shape. And so if he already kind of loses a little bit behind in terms of the start of the season because he's not in game shape, that could be a little damaging because he didn't really play much in the preseason. Other than that, I see this game specifically, we have no low post defense, like Joe said. So I wouldn't see if Wembanyama starts off on a great foot over in Dallas, but we do have a lot of experience, I'd say, in terms of just playing, and obviously that Spurs roster is a young team. And for the rest of the season, I think we did get a lot more size. And so with a lot more size, I think we could do a lot better with all the size that we have. Pause. And so that 24th defensive rating that we did have last season, I think it's going to improve, and it's going to get better as the season goes on, because this Dallas defense was at one time good, or at least decent, better than what they were last year. And so I think it's going to be a process. Seeing how the Nuggets played yesterday, I definitely know that team is nothing to play with, and I personally think the Lakers are better than the Mavs, and so I don't see already. That's 2 teams I think are better than the Mavs in the West, and so it's going to be a lot interesting to see where they fall. Oh, and also what the Phoenix Suns and the Warriors also played. The Phoenix looked great, and Kevin Durant shot like I don't even know who he
Like
shot.
he always shoots.
Yeah, but like I think it's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting year. I think they're gonna fall between. I hope they'll make the play-in spot.
You
I
hope.
think they might. I mean, I hope they don't make the play. Like, I hope they make like 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice save. Nice save.
Man, Joe's neck shot out so far right there, bro. I saw
I was
that.
like, oh my god. Wow.
But yeah, we already talked about the season prediction pretty much. But I mean, it's gonna be an interesting year to see how this West shapes up because it's a lot of moving factors. And yeah.
I mean, yeah, Courtney, real quick, can you repeat what you said whenever Joe was talking and he was talking about the White Powell, Rashawn Holmes, the Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah, I don't want to hear him talk about what I was
rookie.
saying with Bruce Bochy's
Can you
statue
say
anymore. Not even 5 minutes after.
No. Can you just repeat?
Okay, I said we have more size, or we.
No. All right. I wasn't talking about that, man. I was talking about barbecue chicken, man. I was talking about barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
They barbecue chicken.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
chicken.
it's just I think we could very well lose this game. I would not be surprised. The Spurs are not a bad team. They got young guys that are going to be good. Trey Jones, Keldon Johnson. I'm really big fans of those players. They're decently really good. And then Devin Vassell too. But I mean, you talk about this, man. Greg Popovich knows the Mavericks so well. He's seen them hundreds of times in his career. He's seen Jason Kidd plenty of times. You see these teams 4 times a year. You get to know these teams pretty well. Greg Popovich knows more than anyone outside the Mavericks organization that we've never had center depth. We've never had a good center that could really dominate and anchor the paint. And he's going to use that to his advantage because now he's got a 7'4" freak athlete. It just came out of nowhere. Saying he's from France. Yeah, I'm 18. All right. I mean, I think he's going to find a way to really utilize that. I mean, it's his first game. I expect him to be excited. He doesn't seem like the guy to really have the lights too bright, He seems like he's seems the guy that can take the pressure. He did really good with the pressure in the preseason and the summer league. I expect him to do it in the regular season too, So I'm going to go with maybe a Spurs victory tonight, Game 1 out of 82. It's just you lose Game 1 every now and then. The Mavericks lose Game 1 a lot, actually, in the most recent years. They tend to lose Game 1 a lot.
We don't lose we don't win season openers. So.
We don't like away games that much either, so, I mean, I don't know. I could see the Spurs easily winning tonight. I'm really there for Wembanyama's debut and, of course, Luka if he plays and Kyrie, and that's really it.
Is your ticket physical or is it like on your phone?
It's on my phone.
Oh. Maybe find a way to print it, though, just to say like you were there. Like, I don't know, because that's a big moment.
They're going to have some kind of merchandise in the seats. You got to imagine, like a towel or something or a clapper.
Like, come
the
on,
Mavericks
man.
Always do it. Maybe a shirt. I don't know.
Yeah. They'll have something for a season
opener. They got to have something for, definitely Wembanyama's debut. They're going to have something special cooked up. Maybe Tony Parker's going to be sitting in my seat. I don't know. But I don't know. Let's go to the Cowboys-Rams. We haven't even talked about the Cowboys. I don't really plan to talk about the Cowboys,
crazy.
Man. I know it is crazy, but, I mean, we had to talk about the Rangers. World Series, man. First time a Dallas team's been in the finals in 3 years other than the Renegades, if you want to count them. They're not really a real Dallas team. But, I mean, it's a big deal, so we had to talk about it. The Cowboys, what do y'all think about the Cowboys and Rams? Who's taking the victory today? I guess we'll start with the Cowboys are 6.5 over for the game. Do y'all think they cover the spread or what?
Really? 6.5? Are you kidding me?
Only 6.5. I mean, it's NFL. The NFL spreads don't get too wild usually.
No, I'm just shocked that it's actually that big. I thought that's a big
that
spread.
High? Ooh,
high,
yeah, I know. That's what
That's really shocking me, mainly because the Rams dropped that last game against Pittsburgh. That was a big one.
Yeah, they
did. But yeah, for me, like with this Cowboys-Rams game, I believe they're playing in L.A. Second time in a year they're playing in L.A. Oh, they're playing in Dallas? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back at home now, Cowboys-Rams. First time since that Patriots game for the Cowboys.
Serious world.
Gonna have to look out for Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp for these young DBs. This again is another situation when Trayvon Diggs is his loss is gonna really sting. That's when you're gonna need your front seven more than ever pressuring Matt Stafford because he doesn't have that escapability that we've seen with other quarterbacks that we've faced this season. You're not gonna have to worry about his legs, about what he can do in the ground. So Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and that passing attack is going to be the story for this game because I think they can run the ball very well. Luckily for the Cowboys, I don't mean this to sound mean, but like Kyron Williams, he's been tearing it up this season, but he's going through a bad injury right now. So McVay, though, he's very good at scheming run plays, very similar to Kyle Shanahan in his style in scheming run plays. They can be great in the ground, so I think they'll still do good in that part of the game. But this game's going to come down to the passing attack of the Rams' offense and this Cowboys' secondary because these wide receivers, Puka Nacua is someone we didn't even see coming, and Cooper Kupp, we already know who he is. We've seen what he can do, 1,900 yards in this season just 2 years ago. Super Bowl trophy, Super Bowl roster with Matt Stafford, the Super Bowl MVP. So looking out for this game, I need the front seven to pull up, need the front seven to pressure Matt Stafford in his face all day. I'll take under that, though. I don't think the spread will hit.
Matt Stafford, yeah. All right. Courtney, what do you think? I know you love the Los Angeles Rams.
That's the opposite. I loathe that team every day of my existence. I love Cooper Kupp, but everyone else on that team they can all lead the NFL for all I care for. But what I will say is that Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp combo is pretty scary. I mean, even though they did lose against the Steelers, which I looked just now, I mean, the Steelers are 4-2, which I would not expect the way that football team plays, but they are 4-2. But the Rams,
it's crazy.
It's just like Kenny Pickett 4-2. That's insane.
Should have
Same
happened.
record as Dak.
Oh my God!
I mean,
That's funny.
I lost my train of thought. But I mean, they also that game also Kenny Pickett didn't get the fourth down. The refs definitely kind of screwed the Rams on that call right there. So who knows how that game would have went. But I mean, Cooper Kupp didn't really do that much against the Steelers that game. It was more of a Puka Nacua game. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they continue with that same route or they switch it up, because I still think that even with this Puka Nacua season, that Cooper Kupp is still more dangerous, and Cooper Kupp is more liable to beat us if he gets the ball in his hands. Now, also the rushing attack with Kyron Williams gone, I thought it would falter. I mean, Kyron Williams on my fantasy team, I was sick. But I mean, even with that, they still had 135 yards of rushing against the Steelers. And I don't know really how the Steelers are the rushing defense this year, but I mean, they always have to have that like mentality as a very good defense. So it's 135 yards with all those backups that they just got. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And so it's going to pretty much be down to, can the Cowboys stop the passing attack? And I mean, because as much as the rushing defense is good, they won't rely on that rushing attack. So if the Cowboys can stop that passing attack, then I could see a good game coming from both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree. I could agree with both of y'all. I think it's gonna be a close game. What Joe mentioned about having the young DBs out there against Cooper Kupp and Puka Doncic, as LeBron James would call him. They've made these two wide receivers out to be the smartest people in the NFL. The masterminds of route runners, and if we're having people like Deron Bland who are who always like to cheat, not cheat, I guess to lay off a little bit so that it seems like they're open, so he can get the interception. He's ball watching. Pause. It's the Trayvon specialty, man. We got a lot of pause moments in this episode.
Is crazy, man.
I mean,
Joe, I ain't say it because I didn't want to be on the edgy, but Joe said they want to put pressure on Matt Stafford's face. I don't know. I just want to say that happens.
I need to see your reaction after you finish these edits. Maybe you made a face or not. I don't know if you did, but I didn't even think about that.
Well,
I'll proceed, though, teacher.
You're looking at an O-line that's been struggling all season, and you got Aaron Donald on the other side. Obviously, everybody knows, what Aaron Donald can do, and I mean, you just got to be wary about the Rams. You can't just think that they're 3-4. We're playing at home. We always dominate at home against mediocre teams. You can't just let them. You can't just think that. I think this team is a team that could be sneaky good in games. All right.
That was random.
Anyways, let's just go into quick some betting lines real quick. We'll go real quick. Maybe like 15 seconds each for everybody. All right, let's just keep it quick and simple because we're at I think 55 minutes. So real quick, over under 45.5 points for the Dallas Cowboys game. This is all going to be Dallas Cowboys betting. 45.5 points. Over or under, guys?
5.5.
I'm gonna go over. I just, for some reason, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under. I think it's going to be somewhat of a slow start to the game. I don't know. I think it's going to take a while for the Dak Prescott and the offense to get warm. I think the pressure is going to get to them. They might have a couple 3-and-outs in the first half. Same with the Rams. I'm going to go under. The next one I have is Dak Prescott. If I could find my cursor from my laptop. Okay.
It says 254.5.
All right, 254.5 for Dak Prescott, over and under, y'all. I don't know why my cursors.
Yet again, I'm going to go under here. I know he's been cutting it deep with these props lately, but I don't know if he'll get it right here. I think it's going to be a run game kind of day for the Cowboys. I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I mean, like Joe said, he has been cutting it close, but I'm gonna go under still. Just because, even though it will be a high-scoring game, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a running high-scoring game for the Cowboys, so I'm going to go under.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that. I think Dak Prescott's going to have to use his arm on Sunday. I'm going to go over. I think he has an opportunity. The Rams usually aren't the best with containing quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett had a really good game last week. So I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott going over, maybe having a good game. Tony Pollard is at 75.5 rushing yards. What do y'all think?
Taking over there. This Rams run D is just not good. When you look at this run defense, there should be a lot of holes right there in the edge. I think that Tony Pollard can have himself a day. I also think this would be a good day for the Cowboys run D. Even Dak Prescott can do something on his legs, so I think Tony Pollard's gonna have a good day.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go over. I mean, pretty much if you just keep Aaron Donald intact, there's not really much to say about that run defense at all. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over on Tony Pollard. I think he's gonna have a good game on the outside for sure.
I think Tony Pollard. I think he's gonna have a great game. I mean, we haven't really gotten him involved in recent games, but I think I'm going with Brendan Cooks for receiving yards this week, just because he had a good week finally 2 weeks ago, since our last week was our bye week. It says Cooks has 41.5 receiving yards is his line for this week. What do y'all think? Over or under? It's pretty low.
I think he's gonna start heating up. I really like what he did last season. It's what he should have been doing all year. They're just not involving him or drawing him any plays for some reason. You signed this great slot guy. I'm going to go over here. I think he has at least 50, 60 yards.
I think he's tricking you. I think he's going to continue to trick you all year. He's tricking the whole Cowboys organization. I'm going under. He's going to have like a 2 for 15 game watch. Like, it's not doing anything, bro. Like, man, I've seen this too many times.
I think I'm going to go under, too.
Bruh.
Dak Prescott, for some reason, man, he picks a target out for a game and decides to throw to him the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's Gallup this week. Maybe it's CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be only one of the three, Only one of the three can eat. Anyways, let's go with our last one. We got defense 2.5 sacks, over under.
This Rams O-line is not good, like I said. Explains the run game, but every time we play Matt Stafford, we get, once again, a lot of pressure. And so I look forward to seeing us finish plays again. This team didn't have a lot of sacks against Herbert last time they played. They got 1 sack at the end of the game, which was Micah. I think they can end up flipping that script. So I think say like they have 3-4 sacks in the game.
Yeah, I could say T.J. Watt, which is a surprise to me. T.J. Watt didn't record a sack last game. I mean, they pretty much held him on a check. He did have an INT.
Didn't know that.
But no sacks. They did have 2 sacks on the Rams, but it was from different players. So I would say that the Cowboys D-line and the Steelers D-line, because obviously we have these talks about T.J. Watt and Micah Parsons all the time. I think they're around the same-ish. I mean, Steelers and the D-line's underrated to me, so I'm gonna go under. I think the Rams somehow are gonna like keep him under check, and it's gonna be like surprising that Micah Parsons might not record a sack, because he only recorded a sack in like the fourth quarter 2 weeks ago. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go over though. I'm gonna go over. I think the Cowboys defense eats. I think it's gonna be I think the front seven's gonna be locked in for this game. Maybe Sam Williams gets a couple more playing. I think I'm a big fan of Sam Williams. I don't know if you saw him on Twitter.
He's been pretty upset.
He's been pretty upset.
Let the boys know.
Gotta let him know, I guess. I think the Cowboys get at least 3 sacks on Matthew Stafford. But anyways, let's get to the answer to the trivia. Y'all got your answers pulled up. Ben DiNucci, what XFL team he played for this summer?
Yep. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna keep it local.
What team did he dominate for? Huh?
I'm gonna keep it local. It's gotta be the Arlington Renegades. No, there's no.
You really think? You can't even name the quarterback for the Arlington Renegades?
You can't fool me.
I can't either. I can't either.
Fool me.
Nah.
It's gotta be Arlington.
I feel like I would know if it was Ben DiNucci, though. He might be tricking me.
Ben DiNucci.
I know the St. Louis Battlehawks have like a pretty crazy fan base, but there's no way he's a QB.
Louis Battlehawks.
He feels like a Sea Dragons type quarterback, right? He feels like he'll be a Sea Dragon. I feel like I've seen him in a Sea Dragons uniform, so I'm gonna go Seattle Sea Dragons.
The Seattle Sea Dragons. So we both got our answers locked in, huh?
Yep, indeed.
All right. Well, I'm not Joe. I wasn't trying to play you, Joe. That was not. He definitely wasn't Arlington Renegades. I don't know who the quarterback was. I only know that Bob Stoops is the head coach. That's all I know about them.
Yeah,
that's true.
Congratulations, Courtney. You got a trivia question right. It was Seattle. He played for the Seattle Sea Dragons.
Cheating again.
So I don't know if you looked up the rosters, man.
Typing on, he probably was.
You probably did, man.
He needs to be held accountable.
They never want to see me succeed, man. But he knows
suspend him.
Go keep riding.
2 games.
Once he gave him that leeway, TJ, it was over.
He gave me the rosters. I mean, not the rosters.
Hey, he slipped up. Hey,
Freudian slip.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. I followed the new show.
Hey, no. That was a slip right there. I was trying to give you some. I was trying to help you out, man. You took advantage.
You got 2 fans.
All right. Well, real quick, I just want to ask this because I thought this was the best rapid fire question I ever made up, and even though we don't have time, just real quick, I just want to say, since people are talking about possibly flag football in the Olympics, I don't know if it's set in stone yet. What country do you want to beat the most in football in Olympics, in American football?
I mean, for sure, it's got to be England. I mean, I just want to destroy it. I got to destroy them beans people, those bean eating people, those what else should I call them? Those what else do they eat over there?
The
snaggletooth fish and chip English people. I just want to destroy them and show them.
Hey, go to the pub.
We're world champions. We're world champions at this sport. Tell them that. And they can't.
You can't beat us at our sport.
Yeah,
like we did yours.
What?
They had to tie us. They had to tie us in the World Cup, which is ridiculous for a sport they literally created. But you know what? World champions of what? Like you said right there. Oh, we're gonna show you as the world champions.
England's a good one. I would say England, but for some reason I'm gonna beat China. I don't know why. We're the
Nah, bro, beating China would be hype. Because they gotta cheat somehow.
gonna find some type of way to cheat. So I'm gonna show him. Tyreek Hill's gonna show him that, you know what I'm saying, it's not no games over here. We gonna show him that we the real world powers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go China. No, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, I mean, good answers. I'm not gonna answer because it's not really rapid fire for me. I could plan ahead for it, so I don't really have an answer lined up. I mean, England would probably be my favorite. You know, I'm really interested to see how they like divide up the Polynesian teams, because I mean, technically you could have like Tua Tagovailoa and Poku play on the same team for like a Polynesian team. I don't know. But man, that would be like actually like a kind of decent team. It wouldn't be like some 9-to-5 worker who's trying to feed his family, from Lithuania.
Are they really about to allow NFL players to play against like civilians, bro? Are they serious?
There's no way they can't. They gotta like.
Come on, man.
They know it's not an international sport. They need to know that. That's like if they put like I mean, they don't have. Do they have rugby in the Olympics?
Mm-mm.
They want to add it, but I don't think it's in there.
I mean, all right, good for them. I mean, they don't even have hockey in the Olympics yet. I mean, technically they used to. That's the Miracle on Ice.
It's for like the
But it's like the U18. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing. So, anyways, yeah, that's gonna conclude the DFW Sports Show, the 214 Sports Show. Sorry, this week. Do y'all want to plug in y'all's social medias real quick?
For me, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Should be at Joseph_Duffy99. Again, Instagram and Twitter at Joseph_DUFFEY99.
Yeah, Instagram, go BC. Live the life. I'm going to put the emphasis on that. Live the life. Alright, and then my Twitter's go BC_Machani.
Alright, well, my Twitter account is TJ_Krillowitz. My Instagram is TJ.Krillowitz. You can follow us at the 214 Sports Show. It's not at the 214 Sports Show. It's at 214 Sports Show. On Instagram, on Twitter/X, also on TikTok now. You can follow us on Spotify or YouTube as well. Same username. We post every 9 a.m. on Thursday. Sometimes we have exceptions, but most of the times it will be at 9 a.m. on Thursdays every week for your Dallas sports talk. But anyways, that's really all we have this week. We'll see you guys next week. God bless the Texas Rangers, and we'll see how far they are next week. We'll see y'all.